Good evening, Yankees Nation. This is Ken, and you're here with the ugly truth. This one's a late night for me. Usually, I would do a pre-series review prior to this time, but being the Memorial Day weekend and events going on, uh, decided to hold it a bit later. With that being said, Memorial Day, is important. We're remembering our fallen heroes on this day. Uh, there are a lot of phrases people talk and say that freedom is not free. Well, there has never been a more true statement in the world. I think back to my time in the service, uh, friends that I've lost in combat, in real world terrorist actions. I lost several friends in the Pentagon during the 9/11 attacks, friends in the Red Sea, ferry fires, combating ferry fires, incidents with the USS Stark in the Persian Gulf, and then later my brother-in-law on the Samuel B. Roberts uh, in Yemen, the Cole, lost many friends there. So when we have days like this, I tend to close my eyes and think about the sacrifice that servicemen have given to this country for the freedoms that we have, and it's with a very humble gratitude that I speak these words. I don't feel that I truly deserve. I did the service. I did a lot of time in the service, and I trained service members. But these people gave their all, and what more can be said? All of us here are great baseball fans, and something that I'd like to share with y'all before I hop into my pre-series review. Uh, there is a great website uh, called Baseball's Greatest Sacrifices, A Time to Remember. Uh, it is done by a person named Gary Bedingfield, and he has put a lot of work in. He's done research and whatnot, but he lists achievements, accomplishments, sacrifices of our military heroes that played professional baseball, some minor league baseball, some collegiate. But all in all, through history, there have been I want to say ballpark 554 professional baseball players who were killed in action. So that being said, just take a moment to think about our tradition, our history, and our nation. I'm going to give a shout out to some folks that are here. Let's see, we have the Knowledge Master Jonathan. We have Joe from NY Yankee Mania, the real Bill P, Cold Italian Pizza, FJ, uh, John the Beagle Dad, and Sean Browning. And there looks like there are a few more that are in the background that I haven't been able to get a chat comment out of, but I'm sure that it is coming. All right, now we're going to get into the blah 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 pre-series review of the Yankees and the Angels. This is going to be a great 3-game set for us. Starting tonight at 9:38. Hey, Susan, welcome aboard. Thank you for being here. Dev, welcome. Uh, Starting this evening at 9:38, we're going to have Ryan Yarbrough uh, facing off uh, against Jack Kochanowicz. Game 2 will be tomorrow night, and it'll be our Carlos Rodon facing off against Ty Anderson. And then Game 3 is going to be Clark Schmidt facing off against Yusei Kikuchi. On the season, hey, Stephen, welcome. On the season, the Angels are 25-27, just a tad bit under 500. They are in fourth place in the AL West. In the past 10 games, they are actually 8-2. They've been tearing it up, so they were on a good good winning streak. They did happen to lose their last two to the Miami Marlins, and I'm going to bring up a comment from Bill. I pray for our fallen comrades and those that came before us. Thank you, Bill. That's a wonderful sentiment. As I said, the Angels are on a 8-2 streak. The thing that's amazing is they swept the Dodgers in LA and they swept the Athletics in Sacramento. So they won back-to-back series, taking all 7 games. The home record for the A's is 10-12, so they're below 500, and their road record is a even 15 up. When facing teams that have a greater than 500 win percentage, the Angels are 14-16. The thing that rose my eyes is that Angels are actually a negative 50 run differential, meaning that they are giving up a boatload of runs and not scoring a hell of a lot. Of the 17 series that they've played, they are 8-9. They have series wins against the White Sox, the Cardinals, the Guardians, the Rays, the Giants, the Blue Jays, the Dodgers, and the A's. They have series losses to the Astros, Rangers, Pirates, Twins, Mariners, Tigers, O's, Padres, and the Marlins. And for our New York Yankees, we are 32-20 on the season, leading the AL East in the division. We have a 6-game lead in the division, and we have the third best record in baseball, despite missing stars like Garrett Cole, Luis Hill, Jazz Chisholm, Giancarlo Stanton. In our past 10 games, we are also 8-2. We're currently on a 2-game winning streak, and our road record is 14-11, and our home record is 18-9. When facing teams with a greater than 500% percentage record, we're 16-12, and that is second in Major League Baseball. Our run differential is at plus 107, which is the best in baseball, i.e., we're scoring a boatload of runs. And our series record for this season is 11-6, and we have won our last 6 series. That's a pretty high water accomplishment. Heading to Anaheim, we are moving into our second leg of our West Coast road trip. Going to tell you something about the pitchers that we have, more so on the Angel side, since we're pretty familiar with our own Yankee pitchers. But I'll throw a little bit out there for them. Coach Anowitz is 3-5 on the season. He has a 5.03 ERA and 35 strikeouts. He's basically a 5-pitch pitcher. He throws a sinker that runs about 95 miles an hour, and he throws it about 47% of the time. He throws a 4-seamer that's 95 miles an hour about 27% of the time. Then he throws a slider about 15% of the time, and then he figures in a sweeper and a changeup. His really good attributes is that he tends to have a lot of ground balls, and his fastball velo is pretty high. Uh, Problem that he has is he doesn't have a lot of movement on his pitches, and he tends to give up a hard hit rate, high exit velo. Doesn't tend to strike people out. Uh, People don't tend to whiff on him, and the opponent batting average against this guy is a 270, which is 30 points higher than league average. Uh, that tends to bode well for us, I tend to think. In his last 3 starts, he has 2 wins versus the Dodgers and the O's, and a no decision versus the A's. And that was his last outing. He went 4 innings, gave up 7 hits, 5 base on balls, 4 earned runs, and had 6 strikeouts. So not a very impressive outing, and as indicated, tends to give up walks and not really a big strikeout guy. He's going to be facing off against Ryan Yarbrough, and we know Ryan Yarbrough is the junk baller extraordinaire. This guy has, I think, the 2nd or 3rd slowest fastball in Major League Baseball at 88 miles an hour. Ryan is a person who relies heavily on movement, and he's a former starter. He's moved into our 5th rotation slot. On the season, he's 1-0 with a 3.38 ERA and 28 strikeouts. But like I said, the numbers aren't indicative of what he's doing, because he was sort of a long relief guy, and we've thrown him into the fire, and he's done extremely well. Opponents are hitting 240 off of him, which is below league average. His last 2 starts, he's 1-0. He has a win versus the A's. He went 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, didn't walk anybody. One of his 3 hits was a home run, giving up his earned runs, and he struck out 8. So for a guy who doesn't throw hard, that's a pretty good accomplishment. I like our odds with him tonight. The pitcher that we face tomorrow night is Tyler Anderson. On the season, Anderson is 2-1 with a 3.60 ERA and 43 strikeouts. He's a 6-pitch pitcher guy. He has a 4-seamer that he throws out about 39% of the time, and it's running at 88 miles an hour. He throws a changeup 34% of the time at 78, a cutter 21 at 83, a slider, sinker, and a curve. So he's got a boatload of pitches that he can throw at you, but as you can tell, he's not going to overpower anybody. And for our Yankees who like to hit the fastball, this could be a problem. Sort of like the bullpen guy that the Rockies pulled in yesterday, that went 2 innings and pretty much stifled all of our bats, because we're not used to swinging at something that moves that slow. So that's something to keep an eye out, and patient at bats could lead to good things for us. He's going to be facing up against Carlos Rodon, and I mean, let's face it, Rodon has been wonderful this season. He is 6-3 with a 2.88 ERA and 80 strikeouts, which I think puts him at the 4th most in baseball. So he's doing a lights out job compared to his first season in the Bronx. I hope that fans are giving this guy a chance, because he's earning his paycheck. He's getting it done. Carlos has won his last 2 starts versus the Mets and the Rangers. In his last outing, he went 6 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 walks, no earned runs, and had 8 strikeouts. The final game of the set is going to be Yusei Kikuchi, who is 1-4 on the season. He has a 3.17 ERA and has 54 strikeouts. His nickname is the Yankee Killer because this guy eats us for lunch. I don't care what his numbers are. We just can't seem to hit him for some reason. Uh, he is he is a six pitch pitcher, a four seamer, a slider, uh, changeup are his main three. Then he throws in a curve, sinker, and a sweeper. Uh, he has a lot of breaking ball run rate and good extension. So his pitches actually look faster than they really are. Uh, Most of the other attributes that they measure, like on Statcast for him, are at least league average. So I mean, he's an all right pitcher, not something spectacular, not garbage. In Kikuchi's last outing versus the Marlins, he went 5 2/3. He did win the game. He had 7 hits, 4 base on balls, didn't give up an earned run. He had 4 strikeouts. And he is going to be faced up with Clark Schmidt. As you know, Clark Schmidt had a very rough outing in Colorado, took the loss. Uh, Schmidt's fault? Uh, Probably not, because environmentals there in Colorado, inability, he relies on a lot of movement for breaking pitches to keep bats off the balls. And in Colorado, he just wasn't getting it. He was not able to adjust, throwing his two seam fastball more so, and he got whacked. He only went 4 2/3 innings. He gave up 6 hits, 2 walks, 3 earned runs. I mean, all in all, not bad. But and he had 8 strikeouts. We ended up losing the game 3-2, and it is what it is. That is pretty much my review for what we're going to do here, and I'm going to open the panel up and invite folks up to give a shout, questions, comments, and we will move on from there. For all of you that have joined, please, hey Max, what's going on? Like, subscribe, and share this channel out with anybody that you think may find value in the content. I am not sure who is doing play by play, but I plan on doing the play by play for this evening's game. I think I'm going to come on at 9:30 or so. So the panel is open. Everyone, come on up and give a shout out. Let's hear what you got to say about this upcoming series or anything concerning our last 6 series wins. And I see Jonathan coming up. Hey, Jonathan, welcome. How you doing, brother?
Hi, I'm doing good. Well, the news that was broken about an hour ago was today Fernando Cruz was throwing on flat ground and running the outfield.
So that means he's working his way back to our bullpen.
Yeah, that's hopefully he'll be back pretty soon. And it's always nice to have an injured player return healthy. Hopefully, he can contribute to the same effect he was before the injury.
Hey, Sean, welcome, brother. Appreciate you being here.
Hey, how's it going?
So, how are we feeling about this upcoming Angels Yankees series?
Well, I think I feel pretty good. I mean, the Angels' pitchers are not exactly Cy Young worthy. However, the Yankees have been known this year to not do well against mediocre pitching. For some reason, they tend to do better against good pitching. So I think if they can get to the starting pitching early and get to the bullpen, they will have a pretty good chance at winning all these games.
And
Yeah.
Sean?
Well, no, and I feel pretty good too. I mean, about the series. Judge usually, I mean, he's historically great about anything, but he usually feasts on Angels pitching over the years. But the question is more about, besides Judge, Goldie, and Bellinger, who else is going to step up and grind out have those more patient at bats? Because, like you said, guys against guys that are low velocity junk ballers with lots of breaking balls, and guys that have high ERAs. So, what are
Yankees have Kikuchi is the one pitcher that concerns me out of all the pitchers.
I see Lou. Welcome, brother. Appreciate you being here in the stream. Lou says the Yankees do not hit well against good pitching at all. I tend to agree with that. I think that they feast on average or below average pitchers. But
that's one thing about Giancarlo Stanton that could help, because he usually, when he's going, he can hit anybody.
And from Susan, is it me or do the Yankees have problems hitting Japanese pitchers? I know that sounds stupid, but I wonder. It doesn't sound stupid because most Japanese pitchers throw a variant of the forkball, and you have to have patience to actually hit the damn thing. A lot of our guys don't have patience, and they chase crap right into the dirt.
Yeah.
So
No,
it's not you. It's actually a fact.
Probably with the exception of Goldsmith and sometimes Judge, the majority of Yankees swing early in the count. I would say the key to the Yankees winning all these games is working the pitcher. If they can work the pitcher, foul off the tough pitches, wait for the pitcher to hit, I think they will do very well.
So, what do you think we're going to end up with for a series record in this split? 3-0, 2-1, 1-2.
I'm doing 2-1.
That is my gut itself. I'm thinking that we're going to go 2-1 on this bump.
I mean, obviously, I would prefer 3-0, but I want to be safe and not think clean sweep right away. I for the reason that Kikuchi, I think they will have trouble in the Kikuchi game, but maybe they'll make the adjustments.
And a comment from Real Bill. I'm watching a Japanese pitcher right now. He's making the Cleveland batters look stupid with that 12-6 forkball.
Yeah.
Hey, Ace, welcome to the stream.
Well, and then the other thing is, I mean, with a lot of Japanese pitchers, because it's prevalent, the forkball is prevalent in Japan, frequent in Japan. But in the U.S., outside of Japanese pitchers, you're not going to see a forkball or a screwball. You'll see a knuckle curve, but you're not going to see a forkball or a screwball, at least not since the 70s.
So why do you think many pitchers do not use that pitch?
It's high stress on the elbow.
High stress. So with all the elbow injuries in the last probably 10 years, all arm injuries, what do you think can be done to help the pitcher reduce stress on the arm?
Personally, if I was Major League Baseball, people are over torquing to get spin rate on their balls. I would bring back the spider tack.
Spider tack, yeah.
It's helping them grip the ball, and honestly, it's not giving the pitcher an advantage. It's preventing injuries personally. And from my day as a pitcher, everybody used something.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, if you notice, the majority of rule changes over the last 10 years have been made to increase offensive production. None of the rule changes have been made to help the pitcher.
No. Because
Do you notice that?
Yeah, but I mean, Manfred is a guy that wants high offense.
Well, Manfred is, yes. You can have high. High offense is good for baseball, yes. But at the same time, sometimes if you've been watching baseball long enough, you'd want a nice, good pitcher duel. I like for me, I like seeing an 11-2 game as much as I enjoy seeing a 3-2 game with a pitcher duel with both pitchers pitching into the 7th inning.
Yeah, you remember when Rocket faced off against Pedro a couple times.
I remember when he pitched against Schilling in the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good game.
Oh yeah, but
unfortunately we didn't win it.
Right, but I mean, I remember Mussina versus and all those great pitching duels. I mean, Pettit with the 1-0 victory in the 96 World Series.
I mean, the pitching duels with low offense can be fun. It is fun, and there has to be some of that.
But you have to look. You have to look at the people who are coming to the game. People are younger. They expect high tempo, and these are things that appeal. That's how you keep your fan base.
Well, this is something you need to teach your grandson. A high stakes pitchers duel where it's a low scoring game. A pitcher is just as exciting as a team scoring 10 runs in one inning and blowing and winning the game 25-3.
Well, trust me, I'm one of the old guys that enjoys a good pitcher's duel. However, generationally looking at it, these guys, the younger generation, appreciates the long ball. They're excited to see Judge come up and pound a 450-foot home run to center field.
Yes, but at the same time, what I'm saying, I like home runs as much as anybody, but I also appreciate a good pitcher's duel.
Oh yeah. But and then back to the Spidey tag thing. This might be a hot take, but what I would do, I'd bring it back, but I would do similar regulations to what they do with pine tar.
Hey, Chris, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, brother. Let's see. I'm going to bring up a comment from Stephen B. Manfred broke baseball. Ghost runner, pitch clock, pizza box bases, bring back classic baseball, and no nonsense rules.
Yeah.
But allow the ABS system.
And then making the.
Look about those rules. Let's talk about them for a few minutes. I would the Ghost Runner. I would start once the game goes 12 innings. Starting in the 12th inning, I want when you have extra innings, you want to still play the game. I understand once it goes past 11, 12, you don't want the next game. You don't want the game to go 20 innings. I understand that. So my compromise, start the runner in the 12th. As far as I need to see the rest of his. I need to remember the rest of his comment. Pizza box go pitch clock. Pitch clock. I would put the pitch clock 20 to 22 seconds. Pitch clock is nice, and I understand it. So you don't have pitchers pitching 30 seconds between pitches and extending the inning just by sitting there. But allow the pitcher to at least have 20 to 22 seconds. That's what I would do.
Comment from FJ. Honestly, I have no problem with the pitch clock. I don't either, because it used to piss me off to see pitchers sit up there for a minute or so, dicking around, walking around the mound.
As I said, I don't mind the pitch clock. I just want it a little bit longer, maybe about 2 or 3 seconds longer.
Hey, Ken and Jonathan, sorry you got home from the hospital. Hey, brother, it's okay. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers are with you.
Yeah.
CT
there,
Cards, you
CT.
have to take care of yourself here, and when we're gonna be here when you're ready to join us.
Did you freeze there, Jonathan?
No.
I'm right here. I don't see you. You're blacked out. You don't
And
have
then
your camera on.
a comment from Max. Pitch clock is amazing. It's nice to watch a game 2:45 to 3 hours instead of 4. And I agree with that too.
I agree with that, but as I said before, I wouldn't mind it to be maybe 2 seconds longer, 20 to 22 seconds instead of 18.
I'm going to drop the link one more time.
CT Cars can come up if he wants.
Well, anybody can come up. I'm just dropping it out there.
I know. Oh, Jason. I'm seeing the people who usually take advantage of your. Jason and CT Cards usually are the ones who accept your invitation.
Well, we had Crystal Flash up last time.
Yeah.
Max has been on here. I haven't had the ace yet. NFE has been up here. Jason 161 River Ave. So a lot of people hop up. It's just what
I'm
they're
sure a
feeling.
lot of people are getting back from their barbecues. What's the point of the picture of having to stare at the batter in the eye? Yeah, I understand that, but as I said, if you heard me before, I am not against the pitch clock. I just would like it to be a little bit longer. Hi, Cards. What's your opinion of all this chatter?
All right, Jason, understood. No pressure, no worries, brother.
You know what's my impression of this?
Yeah.
I agree with you, Jonathan. I'm not really big on. Sorry, I'm not big on the pitch clock. I really think it's something that, from the surface, it seems like it's something that you can get used to as a pitcher. Like, okay, I just need to get into the sync of doing things, but I don't think that's working out, and I think it's affecting the health of our pitchers right now in Major League Baseball. I think that we need a little more time between pitches.
Yeah, that's why I would say keep the clock, but make it maybe 2 seconds longer.
I agree with you.
You're getting some love, miss you, and happiness and everything else.
No, I'm sorry. Don't mean to be getting in the way of your attention, Ken.
My attention. I'm just holding the screen, bro.
Hey, Sean.
Okay. Wow, Sean.
I'm trying to catch up with you guys. So in game one, I think it was game one of the Rockies series, we didn't have Cody Bellinger in there. What is your take on that? Were we just giving him a rest day, but we also had him on the bench where he could have come out and pinched it.
I have no idea why he didn't play. They never mentioned if it was a rest day or maybe he just needed time to adjust to the altitude.
You realize before professional athletes in Colorado are allowed to play, they have to submit themselves for blood work.
Really? I did not know that.
There are a couple of Kansas City Chiefs. They actually have to, when playing at Mile High Stadium, they have to go a couple of days in advance so that their blood chemistry works out and stabilizes, so there's not a chance of death.
Oh, I did not know that. You gotta be kidding me.
No.
I had no idea that was actually a thing. I've heard about that.
It's that high and altitude difference. And all right, Sean's back again. Welcome, Sean.
I remember the first concert I ever did in Colorado. We went to go do it, and we got up to it's called Red Rocks, Colorado, and or the venue's called Red Rocks. And I went to go sing, and we got up on stage. I went to go sing the first verse of like the first song, and I went to go grab my, go to do it, inhale and inhale. It was like maybe half the inhalation. I got like half the inhale, and then tried my best, and I had this. Oh, and all of a sudden, the whole night was like, it was not fun. I gotta say, it takes you at least 24 hours to adjust. So maybe that's why the Yankees lost game 1. Maybe that's an excuse we can use. But the other 2 games of the Rocky series, I was happy to see.
Comment on Chris the Flash. Umpires sucked bad the first game. They sucked bad the entire series, and I was on their shit the entire time if you followed my stream. Every time they made a bad call, I made a corresponding yak about it. And kept asking for the ABS system to be installed because I'm fucking tired of it.
I'm not a big fan.
The umpires are just making the ABS inevitable.
I agree.
If the umpires want to save their jobs, they have to be more accurate.
100%.
They all just have a side rug around their neck that says 1-800 we freaking suck.
I needed that, Ken. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, they need to have
Ace has it right there. If you have anemia, you cannot play. Like I says, it's dealing with the blood work. I know.
I was gonna say. I mean, because you seen the effect on it with Volpe. When someone turned during the game, he came out with tissue, to stop the nosebleed. So you can see that, altitude messing with him. But the other thing though too is that maybe the umps need to have like a thing that says Angel Hernandez 2.0. I am a student of Angel Hernandez. Because I mean,
yeah, Stephen B. There should be some type of ramification for the umpires because these guys get paid a boatload of money and they're not doing their job. And I see Ian Hawaiian hopping in. Welcome, brother. Appreciate you being here. But, the long and short, an umpire has a huge impact on the game. Me personally, I'm amazed the judge hasn't been chunked more so because that guy's got more bad low-call strikes on him than anybody in baseball. And I don't know. The dude is, 6'8"? You can't figure out that his strike zone is going to be a little higher than everyone else on the planet?
Yeah, I mean, you got Altuve, who's this short, and you got Judge, who's this big.
Exactly, Sean. Exactly, Sean.
But, we were talking about the Colorado series. The one kid that came in and pitched yesterday that was throwing a slider, a sweeper, and it was running in about 80 miles an hour. He ate the Yankees for lunch. We could not get a bet on anything that he was throwing. And the pitcher that is pitching tomorrow night is the same type of pitcher. And remember a few years ago, Ron Clark couldn't play when they played the Broncos. I do remember that, Ace.
Yeah. I remember, what was his name? Terrell Davis back in the days. He always had to have, and he had to cut his career short, even though it's still a Hall of Famer, because of the migraines.
No, I get migraines like that too, where I literally need to go into a dark room, lay down. I can't have any noise. I understand that. So I'm not using it as an excuse, but as somebody who has migraines myself, I can understand what it does to you, especially as a player who has to use their eyes and whatnot. If you get a really bad migraine, man, it just puts you out of it. You're just not there. And why would you want to put a player that's in that position out there like that? I would rather at that point use somebody off the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just found a very interesting article saying the lowest point in Colorado is still higher than the lowest point in any other state.
Yeah.
Susan, the pitcher for the Yankees tomorrow hasn't been announced, but it should be Carlos Rodon. I believe that you're going to see that sometime this evening.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be Rodon. It should be Yarbrough tonight, Rodon tomorrow, and then
Schmidt.
Pitt on the finale. Which Schmidt has actually done really. He's made some kind of adjustment coming back from the IL in spring, to where now he's getting into the sixth inning.
Well,
Consecutive.
He made 4 2/3 in Colorado
so far.
He made 4 2/3 in Colorado. He relies heavily on movement in that in that high altitude air. He wasn't getting the movement, and he didn't make adjustments. He should have switched over to his two-seamer, and he refused to throw it.
I agree, Ken.
Yeah. And that's part of it. I mean, I don't know if he's pitched in Colorado before, but yeah, that makes sense though. If your stuff ain't working, you want to make the in-game adjustments, which is one thing he's still got to work consistently on. But I am impressed because remember before, last couple of years, it was like 5 2/3. That was the furthest you're going to get him to go.
Yeah, third time through the rotation, he was cooked. They were hitting like 370 against him.
Yeah,
that's what scares me about Clark. Because I remember I think it was last season before he got injured, he finally got around the third time of the rotation, and like 4 days later, he's on the IL. It was like, you got to be kidding me, man! You finally
remind me of Kevin Brown and Carl Pavano.
No,
Carl Pavano.
You're
Carl
giving me
Pavano, every time he came back from the IL, he would be back after his next start. Even getting hit in the head with the ball.
Well, remember, what was it? James Paxton couldn't stay healthy when he came over to us.
Yep.
For those of you that are in the stream, if you haven't, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel and share this out with everybody. Appreciate everyone being here.
Ken, I have the lineup is out. Just came out.
All right, shoot it, brother.
All right, Bob.
All right, the batting first is Ben Rice. Second, Trent Grisham. Judge is third, Cody Bellinger. Fourth, fifth is Jason Dominguez, followed by Anthony Volpe, Austin Wells, Jorbert Vivas, Oswald Pavada, and pitching is Ryan Yarbrough.
So Goldie's not in the game tonight?
Yeah.
No. Goldschmidt is out of the lineup.
All right.
First base is Ben Rice, and DH is Judge.
Ken, what do you think
so
about that?
We got Grisham, Dominguez.
Oh, sorry, Sean.
And Bellinger are the outfielders.
Now, Ken, how do you feel about Rice taking over first and leadoff spot, and we're not using Goldie at the leadoff spot? What do you think?
Well, I think that the league has made adjustments to Rice, and he is seeing a steady diet of fastballs up and away, and he's not catching up to it.
No.
I think they're going to keep on doing that until he can figure out that how to make his own personal adjustments. Him playing first base, I mean, he's getting better. He's not going to get any better if they're looking at him possibly being the future first baseman of the Yankees. He needs to have trigger time, but at the sacrifice of Goldschmidt, I'm not sure about it. There's no better mentor for him to learn the position than Goldie. Goldie's been a teacher throughout his entire career. So, it's 6 half a dozen. Him hitting in the one hole not sure that I'm a fan of that since he has such a determined hole uh, in his swing.
Yeah, and then and also now that he's kind of cooled off, I'm hoping that he doesn't become like what happened last year. Like he was really hot, flash in the pan, 3-homer game against the Red Sox, and then ice cold. Yeah. But if he can just kind of find a steady line, to just
Yeah, if he can be
go on.
consistent.
But also the thing though too that I like is that Goldie is an excellent. Go ahead, John.
If he can be consistent, not just have one game of a 3-hit game and the next 2 games not do anything, it would be very helpful. Consistency is the key to any player. You always want to play the same way, play very well consistently.
Well, I mean, if you're looking at populating
Yeah.
a left-handed bat up front, why not give Dominguez a shot? He's been on the ball lately, hitting from the left side.
Well, Dominguez is in the lineup.
And where did you say they had Volpe hitting at?
Yeah, and I actually wouldn't mind that.
Number 6.
Just try.
Yeah, that's gonna cause Joe to be real happy.
Hey, at least it's not Pablo Reyes in the lineup.
I think Reyes is going to be DFA'd the next time they get a player back. Whichever player gets back.
Well, yeah,
When you get Stanton back, Reyes is gone. Reyes is the first guy off the roster when the next roster move comes.
I don't want Reyes to be the first person off the roster because the next person coming back is going to be Fernando Cruz. I'd like to see them park freaking Tim Hill on the DFA line personally.
Thank you, Ken.
Maybe they will do that.
right.
I'm
Yeah.
with
So
Ken on that.
I would go Tim Hill, and then Pablo Reyes, and then when Hill comes back, bye Ian Hamilton.
Also, according to this, Cruz has been on the IL for 7 days, so he cannot come back until next Tuesday
Next Tuesday. Yep.
So we will find out next Tuesday that if it's likely going to be a move for Cruz if he's ready.
And let's see, Max has got a comment. Tim Hill isn't going anywhere.
Ugh.
Yeah, he's probably not going, but he freaking stinks.
He should. He should be going somewhere.
They'll probably part with Ian Hamilton rather than.
And Joe from NY Yankee Mania, this lineup has all the ratings of a loss tonight.
Joe, how would you change the lineup? What is your ideal lineup for tonight's game? I want to see his answer.
And comment from the ace, Dominguez needs to play every day.
Well,
Grisham
at
and
least
Rice
we got
kind of
one
come
guy
back
that
down
can
to earth.
I'm with the Ace Av. Grishman, if you watched, I think his last, I don't know, the 30 games, he went from like a 377 or 3 something average to, what is he, down to like 240?
268.
268. Sorry about that. But you see how he's coming down to earth, like Ace Av said.
Well, I've been calling Ace.
He's either striking out or.
I've been calling for Dominguez to be in line every day.
At bats are like either he's striking out.
I've been calling for Dominguez to be in the lineup every day.
Grisham is either striking out or something.
And Joe, NY Yankee Mania, you're going to have to wait till 9 o'clock. And 9 o'clock is when Joe is going on with the pregame for this event tonight.
Yeah, let's hope his let's hope his internet works better.
And the ace, I would cut Hill after Hill, or I would cut Hill after Hill comes back. Then you move Yarborough to the lefty bullpen.
I don't agree with that. No. Yarborough, I'd rather have Yarborough than Warren. I know you guys are going to disagree with me, but I like Yarborough right now. Just my 2 cents. A spider sense.
I don't think Hill has been even taking warm ups yet. Has he thrown a pitch yet?
Yes.
Has Louis Hill has been throwing?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
He has been working his throwing program for about 2 weeks now.
Yeah, he's already started throwing on flat ground. He's about to. They said he's about to do bullpen from the mound, and after that, he's gonna do rehab. After he does the simulated bullpen sessions.
Is there any
From
date
now.
they have, like expected date, Sean, when they are hoping to get him back?
I think it's July sometime.
Oh, really? Another month? Oof.
Maybe
Okay.
the end of June if they're lucky. At least another 4 weeks.
They haven't really specified any expected date.
My opinion is going to be a minimum 4 weeks.
FJ, my gut instinct with Brubaker when he's ready, they're going to assign him down to Scranton, the AAA affiliate, because I don't think they'll bring him right up into the bullpen.
In 2 years if we. Ha ha ha. Very funny, Steven.
Did I miss you guys? I just joined late. Have you guys already talked about Yarborough?
Not too much.
Yeah, I did an additional review on him.
Maybe.
Okay.
So what's your Yarborough point?
Well, this is something that I don't think I brought up. I meant to bring it up with you, Ken. Maybe I did. When you go back to his rookie season and his second season, they used him as a starter, Tampa Bay, and I think his rookie season he was 16-6 with a just under 4 ERA. His second campaign he went, I think, like 10-6 or something like that with a 4.19. I want to say. My point is that what made Ken? What do you think is the reason why he was put in the bullpen to begin with back then, after having 2 kind of successful seasons as a starter?
Because he was making 5. He was making 5. He was making 5 innings and was cooked.
So, as far as the Hill on the injuries.
Okay, so we're gonna use the weather as an excuse to ace. Okay.
Well, I don't think it's an excuse.
But,
he adapted to the altitude better than Schmidt did personally.
Oh yeah, definitely. For sure.
He's not coming back out after an hour and 46-minute rain delay. Period. I mean, he was doing what he needed to do. Warren was having a very good outing. Little no doubt that he would have got 6 in my mind if we wouldn't have gone to the rain delay.
So I'm looking on the MLB.
I think Sean's froze.
Oh, I hear him click it.
All right, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. No, Luis Hill, according to the Yankees injuries and transaction latest updates, is they're expecting him possibly, and he's still on track in his throwing program as of May 12th, and that's an update from Boone, and a targeting return to the mound in 2 to 3 weeks. So
Today,
And then
today is
Giancarlo.
So Sean's saying as
Yeah.
of May 12th, he had 2 or 3 weeks. So let's do the math. Actually, maybe
today is 2 weeks.
I'm going to say the same thing,
Yeah,
Jonathan.
he should
So
be.
we
He
should be paying him.
So this week Hill could
And then
be on the mound in rehab.
Giancarlo, according to
And Steven is freezing too much.
Yeah.
go ahead.
Sean is freezing.
Oh yeah, according to Cashman, John as of May 25th. Oh, yeah, I don't know why weather's about to roll in. I think that's why my Wi-Fi is acting up weird. But Cashman said May 25th, as of May 25th, that Stanton would take live batting practice over the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
2 weeks. Okay, so he'll take batting practice the next 2 weeks.
Is getting
All right. Bringing up a comment from Ace. No, I'm saying rain delay is the only thing that stopped him. He was on pace for another double-digit strikeout performance. I completely agree, Ace. The thing, in my personal opinion, that has made the difference in his game is him adapting the two-seam fastball. He's getting a lot of run out of it, and he is definitely keeping bats off that pitch. People don't seem to be able to catch up with it for some reason. He's throwing it high in the strike zone, and he's running it in on right-handed batters.
Is Will Warren still eligible for? He's eligible for Rookie of the Year, I think, but I'm not sure if he's eligible for a draft pick if he wins.
What do you think, Ken? Do you think he's up for Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, he should be. Because he only had 3 starts last year. He wasn't he didn't meet the innings count to eliminate him and start his pre-arb year.
Did we lose Ken?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All of a sudden, I saw your mouth moving, but nothing was coming out.
No, I was trying to had a little bit of blurred vision. Was trying to read what Stephen B had written, and he said, yeah, he didn't exceed his limit for pitches to be considered for Rookie of the Year. All right, Sean is back.
Comes back. How many guys think when Hill comes back he's going to be? Do you think he's going to be dominant when he comes back, or do you think this is going to be a slow rise back to where he was?
Flashes of dominance with some struggles.
You will probably have what you have from Hill after 3 to 4 starts.
I think it'd be dominant, but maybe not.
Yeah. Again, I agree. Wait. Once he comes back, give him a couple starts before expecting the Rookie of the
4
Year.
starts, he's gonna be as dominant.
I don't expect him to come down and
Maybe not.
pitch 6 innings, 2 runs in his first game. Although I would love him to do it, I don't expect it. I expect him to be I expect Boone to be very careful. I don't expect more than 5 innings from Hill's first start.
Well, yeah, he's gonna probably have he's gonna have a hard pitch count his first start.
He's probably gonna have his first
75
start. I'm guessing he's gonna be on a 70 to 80 pitch count.
I give him 4 2/3 first start.
Well, now it's too early to say anything like that, but.
Cold Italian Pizza brings up that Jazz should be coming back soon too.
What do we do with that? What do we do when Jazz comes back? What do you guys think?
Stick him at second, move deep the third.
Third.
DJ the third. I think that's the right call. Play Jazz where he's the most comfortable.
All right, fellas, we are approaching the 1 hour mark here on this pre-series review.
Yeah, I would have DJ play third.
DJ play third.
Jazz.
And Vivas is probably going back to the minors.
Susan thinks that Peraza is going to be out when Jazz is back. I think it's just a matter of time for both of them, Reyes and Peraza. Stanton
Yeah,
and
Peraza, I think Peraza is either going to be used in a trade or going to be DFA'd.
You think
I
we
s-
hold on to him long enough to actually hold on to Peraza to actually trade him? Or do you think we're going to end
So
up DFAing him?
apparently,
I don't know. Maybe because both Peraza and Reyes are expendables. I don't see either of them on the team at the end of the year.
yeah.
all right, guys, I'm going to shut this one down here in a
Cody.
couple of minutes to get your last thoughts in.
Well, last thoughts. I'm hoping for another good game today. I mean, they're pitching against a pitcher with a 5.08 ERA, so I'm hoping they can take advantage of that. If they do, I would expect my prediction for the score would be 6-3.
Okay.
Yankees.
I'll go with Jonathan on that 6-3. I'd like to see Yarbrough get 6 innings pitched, though. We can get him up to 6 inning pitch stretched out. I'd be very content. That's my last words.
Sean? Okay, Sean may be frozen. All right. I'm going to put it out one last.
Yeah. I don't know if we lost Ken there, but
Good.
yeah, I think the Yankees are going to win this game 8-2.
Okay.
I think Yarbrough is going to give us 5, maybe 5 2/3.
I think it was last. Because
All right.
Ken, wasn't it Yarbrough gave us 82 pitches his last out, and the inning before or the start before he gave us 64? You said.
Yep.
Okay. So we should see more like 90 out of Yarbrough tonight.
Probably. All right. I'm going to shut this one down, but over at NY Yankee Mania, Joe at 9 o'clock is going to be holding the pregame review. So everyone hop over there. Not sure that I'll be on the pregame with him, but I will be back at 9:30 to do the play-by-play for this evening's game. For those of you who haven't, please hit the like, subscribe, and share. And I will end with my standard, let's go Yankees. Have a good night.